Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Monday, another time for a weekly market update. Now we're at day 37 of this nonsense war, and with no end in sight. And there was a lot of stuff that happened yesterday on Easter Sunday. It got me thinking as to what the direction of this could be if this continues to prolong itself, not just from the bombing and the casualties and all the hardness of all of it, but really about the effect that it'll have on the entire world. So I found this map earlier that I want to share with you. So a couple of things that we should talk about. So first and foremost, these oil tankers are gigantic. The big ones are the size of four soccer fields put together. And then the kind of the medium ones are three soccer fields. Now these things work and run at about 10 to 12 knots per hour. And so the movement of them is very, very, very slow. So this is an interesting map that JP Morgan Chase put together. Not Chase, sorry, JP Morgan Research, along with Max Fisher, put this map together. And it's interesting to see that, as an example, where my mouse is here. Let's see, I think it tracks on this screen. Where my mouse is here, this is the Persian Gulf, and this is the oil leaving the Persian Gulf. Now, as it starts to get to different destinations, as you can see up top here, most deliveries stop, as an example, to Europe on April 10th. Most deliveries will stop, as an example, to Asia April 1st. But our deliveries here, most deliveries stop by April 15th, because that's just how long it takes to actually get these things out of here and have them travel all the way over. So what we're seeing at the pump and what we're seeing globally right now in the form of pressure and price compression, if you will, hasn't even hit necessarily all the markets yet, because we're still receiving oil from the Persian Gulf all over the world. And so in the US, we're going to probably stop receiving those sometime around mid to late April. And so as we see prices continue to go up, as we see especially diesel go up because it's used in our transportation, in our farming, in everything that we do, we use a lot of diesel all over the world. We're going to see more compression on our money, which will cause folks to start spending less on other things when gas and deliveries and food and farming and all that costs more. So in the middle of all that, I think this is the thing that's going to finally push this economy, as well as maybe globally, into a recession. Those recessions always bring with them a scarcity of Wall Street emptying out of its monies, parking into bonds. Bonds will plump up and rates will go down. So if there's a silver lining in all this, that's what we're looking at. Now, speaking of rates and markets, what's going on this week? ADP jobs report comes out on Tuesday. That's a precursor to this nonsense CPI report. I think for those of you who follow us on Instagram, you saw last week where the most ridiculous jobs number was put up by BLS, which is 178,000 jobs just when the week before they had lost 133. So we don't even know what to believe anymore. But for this week, ADP leads the way. Fed minutes will be released here this week. Initial jobless claims of how many people are filing for unemployment, plus the PCE, which is the personal consumption expenditure, which is the Fed's favorite way to measure inflation. That's such a mouthful. On Friday, we're going to get March's completed CPI, Consumer Price Index number, measuring inflation, and it's the first one that we're going to see post-war. So this is probably going to be ugly. Now, over the last little while, the market has recovered just a tiny bit by itself, but here's the thing. It is facing a severe uphill battle against the 200-day moving average, against the 25-day, against the 50-day, against the 100-day. I don't know if this thing's going to get any higher than this. So word to the wise for anybody who's looking for a home is this. That was the rate from the 31st, which was Tuesday last week, at 6.47 and 6.6 nationally. We're looking at 6.45 and 6.6 nationally again on this Monday. So as you get under contract, don't try to time this market. There's no sense to it. The technicals don't mean a whole lot when there could be a tweet or something posted or someone shot down or something that happens like that that will completely and totally turn all of this around one way or the other. Quick reminder, these are for folks that have 780 and above credit scores with 25% down. One of you had asked last week about, hey, what about rates for folks maybe in the 600s, etc. These rates are so dependent on down payment, debt to income ratios, credit scores. So really, if you are not this kind of the high end of things here, which is perfectly fine, there's lots of good rates available for folks in the 700s and 600s. But definitely either reach out to us or reach out to your favorite loan officer. Tell them your specifics so they can price you out the right way. Okay? All right. Well, as always, thank you very much for joining us once again. Please do subscribe, like, comment, share these things so others can also be as smart as you are. And hang in there, man. We're going through a really rough period, and my heart goes out to everyone, including our armed forces folks that are out there doing the heavy lifting, as well as the people of Iran who are suffering on a daily basis. Here's hoping it ends soon. Okay, take good care.